everyone. Everyone in the vinyl community. We were listening to Nick Lowe, Pure Pop for the New People, album that came out in 1976, 77. And we all know Nick Lowe produced a lot of people, Elvis Costello being one of them, and had this terrific record out. The particular track we listen to is called, they call it Rock, and he name drops some record labels in there. I think he says CBS is paying a big advance, and Columbia is, I forgot the lyrics. CBS is paying a big advance, and come on Atlantic, let's take a chance. And it's really, the lyrics are very funny about the business, the industry, and you know, groups being signed and they have that big hit record, and then next time the next record's not as successful. So I want to make this video on something I've noticed with the changes in the music industry. And God, there's been lots and lots of changes, and we could talk about it all night with downloading, and where you don't really buy a product anymore. You get on the computer and download, you buy your music online. And although vinyl's making a healthy comeback, that's good. I hope that trend continues. But one thing I have noticed, and I miss a lot, was what I called label art. You know, you buy a record album, you buy a 45, and the label would have the art of the artwork of the label, and the sometimes, a lot of times, the outer sleeve would also have that artwork too. Now, we know labels are notorious for screwing particularly young upcoming artists of royalties by making them sign really crappy deals. But I just love the artwork. Oh, here's another one for Sector Records, if I pronounce that right. Remember, I know older members of the vinyl community remembers that label. Electra. It's a Caterpillar. And Harvest. This is a label reprise, but Duck Records, Eric Clapton. But you get the idea. And you had stuff like this. So I call it, you know, label art, which has disappeared. EMI America, and sometimes the 45 would come with the group's own artwork. The Rolling Stones, Start Me Up, Electric Light Orchestra. So even when you buy a real product like the Adele album, which is on Columbia, usually in back some decent size you'll see the Columbia logo, but it's real small here. And of course a lot of artists do this anyway. The outer label is their own artwork. So I just want to mosey the camera close to the computer and show you something. Me being one person who don't have an assistant, I got to do this all by myself. So let's get this going. What I'm in the process of doing is on my iTunes creating a digital jukebox, because I have tons and tons and tons of 45. My father was in the restaurant bar business, and he would bring me the old records home whenever they changed the records on the jukebox. And so I've been using my UBS turntable, recording them and putting them on iTunes, and for the artwork, been scanning in the artwork, and that will show up on the iTunes as well. You know how you can put album covers. Well, when I have one of my singles, the artwork will show up. So we'll just do a quick slideshow here. I don't know how well that shows up. Hocus Pocus, yodeling and hard rock. Let me get my fingers here. We'll scan through a few more. The Wan, Louie Louie, the Kingsman, Chicago. And I'm just doing multitasking here. Frankenstein, the Edgar Winter Group. We saw that one. Wow Thing. Hearts on Fire, Randy Meisner, who was the bass player for the Eagles and had that minor hit there. In a Gada da Vida, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. One toke over the line, Brewer and Shipley. But the artwork's really pretty neat, I think. And, it's a shame that we no longer have that, like we did one time. Venus, the Shocking Blue. And also, having this on the computer, it makes a nice screensaver. I have it at work. Billy Idol. I missed again, Phil Collins. Madonna, Material World. So in this, I'm just creating this digital jukebox on iTunes, and instead of using album cover art, which most people do, since it's single jukebox style, I scan it in the 45s, and when one of these songs come up, the label will come up. So that's pretty cool. And look at that, the art. I just love that Decca artwork, the rainbow colors and the round. I'll do a few more. Oh, there's one I really want to show you that's probably the most famous one. Rush. The Stones. Almost Hear You Sigh from Steel Wheels. The Clash. Eddie Money. Whoops, how did that get in there? Because the Night, Patti Smith Group. War. So this will make a really cool jukebox. Very sad. John Lennon, Watching the Wheels, great song. I'm glad he had a chance to make another album, one last album before his sad passing, because he seemed to wanted to, get back into it, get back on the wheels, and be creative again. Tom Petty, Lighten Up a Smoke. CCR. Yes, Love is Blue by Paul. My French is terrible. I'm not going to even pronounce that. But look at that artwork. That's really cool. One world of music, one on one great label. Mercury Records Corporation. Music Bach Dancer. Frank Mills. Gino Vanelli. Poco. Hocus Pocus again. Robert Palmer, Pressure Drop. Hungry Like a Wolf. Frida, I Know There's Something Going On. Modern English, I Melt With You. Peter Gabriel, Shot the Monkey. Chic, and so on. So that's what my jukebox will look like, but I want to show you one last label and we'll wrap this video up. You can see I got them all. Oh, here's a cool one. Here is a look, I got the outer, the sleeve, which is really cool. So I see I'm running out of time here, so the time of the season, the zombies. But here's the most famous one. If I can find it real quick. Oh, there we are. The Apple label, and this is Day After Day, Badfingers, and we know who created that. So let me put this back on the tripod and wrap things up here. Okay, so vinyl community, you know what I'm getting at. We used to have all these great labels, and you buy an album, and if the artist chose not to put their own artwork on the label, you got something like this: Epic, Boston, Nick Lowe, the 45s, the great artwork there. Now it has disappeared. Very sad. But I welcome your comments. I really like comments, and I really thank everyone in the vinyl community who have left comments in my on all my videos. Signing off, our sponsor, Old School Pepsi. Goodbye.